All right, good evening to everyone. Thank you and welcome to tonight's meeting. Are you open to a new direction? That's the question for the night. Because I strongly believe that when you pray to God, you should close your eyes. But when you are done praying, you should open your mind. Many a times we come upon informations or platforms or opportunities like this. It's not a coincidence. I do not believe in coincidences. It's God perhaps trying to answer a prayer, but not with your eyes closed, but it's now with your mind open. Do remember it's been said that the mind is like a parachute, okay? It functions well best when it's open. So keep an open mind so we don't allow words that stalls people, that keeps people poor to be the dominant factor or voice you get to hear. Because as we go through life and the challenges of the time, you get to hear words that make people poor, words like, I can't afford it. Somebody will say, what if I lose? Now, I mean, you have the right to say that because you have your experiences of the past. Somebody else might be saying, listen, what they are saying is not possible. Well, again, you are free to reign with your opinion. Some other persons will feel, listen, I'm too busy working. I do not have time for things like this. Now, it's not about being busy. It's about whether you are running a rat race or whether you are running the right race. What we are trying to do tonight is to help us unlock the curve. Imagine what money is holding many of us back from. I can bet you this is the month of September here in Nigeria. This week, next week, a lot of parents will be moving around if they've not already done so to pay school fees. And it's not getting cheaper. I don't know where you live. I don't know where you are joining us from, but this is a season where a lot of expenses will need to be taken care of. Now, for some of us, we would have loved perhaps to change the school of our children. But why are you not doing that? Something is holding you back. Some of us might want to change where we live. Why are you not doing that? Something might be holding you back. So, truth be told, we have dreams, we have aspirations, we have things that we truly want to see happen. But for many of this, the funds are the restrictions. So imagine what money is holding you back from. Keep that at the back of your mind. There's a book I read a few years ago. I bought the book. I still have it in my shelf. I recommend you read this book. It's written by Delatoro McNeil II, titled Caught Between a Dream and a Job. Very interesting book. I strongly recommend you look for it. Go to Amazon. I have the hard copy. Or go to Latana, any bookshop. Whatever they do, they should be able to get you this book. Caught Between a Dream and a Job. Now, according to Delatoro McNeil II, 87% of people dislike their job, but they are there every day. 93% hate their job. That's a very hard word to use, but they still go every day. 25% say their job is their number one stress factor, but yet they are there every day. 41% live paycheck to paycheck, is never enough, yet they go every day. 43% are being overworked. And in a country like Nigeria, you know there's nothing truer than this. People are being overworked. 50% feel they are underpaid. What's the minimum wage? It's so funny right now that our international passport, the cost of obtaining an international passport is higher than the minimum wage. 200,000 naira to get a Nigerian international passport, but the minimum wage is 70,000 naira. This is supposed to be for identity. People are underpaid. 70% feel no motivation. That's why people look forward to weekends. Thank God it's Friday. People look forward to holidays. People look forward for any break. Listen, people had dreams when they were young, but right now they are caught between that dream and a job. Now, this is not to say your job is bad, because if it keeps you paying your bill, whatever it is, we should be grateful and thankful to God. But there is more to life than this. So if all you have, if all you are focused on is just pursuing one track can I say to you that one is risky? One is risky. Now, perhaps you are watching this sitting on a chair. How will you be comfortable sitting on a one-legged chair? Many of us will not be comfortable. Or perhaps you are sitting on a chair that just has two legs. How many of us will be comfortable? Now, if that is your scenario, then you've got to pay attention to what we're about to say. Because all we want to do tonight is to help you make a transition. And this is introducing you to a revolutionary wealth building opportunity, what we call drink and grow rich. My name is Solomon James. Thank you for staying through this intro. Again, please fasten your seatbelt because we are taking this to a different level. According to a Law Harris poll, 96% of the people lying awake at night, people are disturbed about two things. People are concerned about their health and people are concerned about their finances. In a country like Nigeria today, if you have a health challenge, you will agree with me, it's a major challenge. After all, it's been said that health is wealth. Now, why some persons have health challenges? Some other persons, God has gifted us, at least is keeping us body and soul going, but we do not have the finances to back up life. And for some other persons, they are challenged by health, they are challenged by wealth, finances. Now, that's a double-edged sword. What we are trying to do tonight is to see if we can be a bridge to address this as fast as we can. There's what I call the illness-wellness continuum. And this is very, very important because we live in a society that is very religious. People see signs, health challenges coming on them, they don't pay attention to it. Say, it's not my portion, God forbid, I rebuke it. I met a guy who was at the office about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and telling me his challenges, health challenge. And I asked him, I said, have you been to the hospital? He said, God forbid, it's not my portion. Now, God forbid? Well, sorry, I'm not trying to downplay anybody's faith, but I felt that was ignorance on feet. You don't pay attention to the signs. The signs suddenly develop to symptoms. And when it becomes an emergency, even the church, they'll be the one to take you to the hospital. So today we have a high level of premature death that are avoidable, but people in the name of religion or ignorance don't pay attention to it. Why we run this every week, every Wednesday or every week, or as much as we can, is to create awareness. In the words of Robin Sharma, he said, better awareness will create better choices, and better choices will create better results. You cannot change your result if you've not changed your choices. But you cannot change a choice if a new information has not come in. So collectively, what we are doing here is educating ourselves so that we can grow into a higher level of wellness. Please, if you are still on this call and you are following, just give me a 2 in the chat. I want to make sure nobody is left behind because today is a special one for everyone. Give me a 2 in the chat. Let me know the sound is still reaching you and you are following. Give me a 2 quickly. Thank you very much for the feedback. It's interactive. It's not a one-way traffic. Tibe Lizzie, thank you very much. Yeah, 6-2, thank you. Pastor Dan Fomado, thank you very much for that feedback. Now, what are we drinking? In case you do not know, what we drink matters. Every one of us here, we drink things. It matters a lot. Christiana, thank you for the 2. Monica, thank you for the 2. Ishaku, yes. Talatu, thank you. Benson, yeah, very well. Christy, Tony, yeah, thank you. Anastasia, good, 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 good. So what are you drinking? Now, listen, not all water is created equal. A couple of, was that last month or so? I followed Mrs. Fumia Degbita to help out with a demo. And when we got there, they brought this branded ionized water, very expensive, trending right now in Lagos. It's on the buses and all of that. And what we saw was alarming. I mean, it was my first time testing that water, but hey, for people, they would have thought, hey, everything is water, everything is the same. Not all water is created equal, all right? So I would like to encourage you to don't just take whatever you see. Obviously, there are places across the world where we have things like miracle water, wonder water. They exist in France, in Mexico, in Germany, in Mexico, in India. Saudi Arabia have what they call the Zamzam water. You may want to go to the Shu Ikogosi spring axis, which is on the southwest belt of Nigeria. People go there, they tell you they drink the water and they have some health relief. It's their personal truth. However, science likes to verify things before giving validity to it. So back in 1950, research was conducted in some of the unique locations around the world. Why for thousands of years, these places have maintained legendary status as a natural source for miracle or wonder water. Now, there was a common denominator found in all this healing and miracle water. They found out that this water contains what is called active hydrogen. Now, active hydrogen is broken down into antioxidant, anti-aging, and what we call the ORP. I'll be throwing more light on that. This is the founder and the pioneer and the brain and the driver of this project. His name is Mr. Hironari Oshiro. Mr. Oshiro is the founder of the company called Enagic. Enagic is a Japanese company that manufactures medical-grade Kangen water machines, helping to provide healthy therapeutic water for our everyday use. Enagic is not into the sales of water. I like to repeat that. Enagic is not into the sales of water. Enagic is into the manufacture and the sales of medical grade facilities, devices that convert your everyday tap water, borehole water into a healthy medical standard water. You may be hearing us using the word more often, Kangen. But Kangen is a Japanese word that means return to origin. Kangen means back to origin. So when you hear us say Kangen water, we're referencing a medical grade water that has the ability to reset the human body. End of story. Now, this company has been around for 51 years. June this year, we celebrated our 51st anniversary. That is longevity speaking. Over 5 decades doing the same thing. Listen, for you to play for 50 years plus in a particular niche of business, especially when it becomes Japan, then you know the quality that have gone into it to be able to sustain what they do. The beautiful thing is that this company currently right now has presence in over 28 countries, 43 locations, helping to change lives around the world. For those of us in Africa, we are grateful to God that we have Nigeria as the only country currently right now with the office. I mean, if I go back here, you see the African map, there is only Nigeria there. The Nigerian office will officially open in May 2023, May 10. So we're just 2 years plus and counting. Well, in this period, Enagic itself has its headquarter or its operation base somewhere. Okay, just excuse me. I think somebody's trying to. I need to mute this. Somebody's trying to ring this up. All right. So Enagic has its operational base here, where all the machines and the devices are being produced and they are being dispersed to the rest of the world. Just one location for quality reasons. And that has given them lots of award certifications and documented recognitions. But two stands out for us. One is from the Japanese Ministry of Health. They endorse what you're about to see as a medical device. Now, somebody might think, oh, it's a Japanese device, so why wouldn't they do that? Well, the International Standard Organization, ISO, also went ahead to also endorse this device as a medical device, giving it the ISO number 13485. Please do well after this meeting, but write it down, go to your Google, use your AI and type ISO 13485. It's only given to medical grade devices. So what you're about to see is not a water filter, it's not a water cleanser, it's a medical device. Well, this is what it looks like. This is our flagship product here. We call it the SD501. The SD501 is a state-of-the-art technology. We have other models which we'll be talking about shortly. But basically, these are state-of-the-art technologies helping us to produce 5 types of water. It produces what we call Kangen water, clean water, beauty water, strong Kangen, and strong acidic. That makes it 5 types of water. However, the drinking range, we have 7 pH customized that you can choose the pH of the water you want to drink. Now, for some of us, we have reverse osmosis system and other water filtration system. Can you customize your water? How many pH can you get out of that? So understand this is a technology. Your drinking range is 8.5, 9.5. Your clean water is a pH of 7. Your beauty water is 4.5 to 5.5. That's the same water for the human skin. Your strong Kangen water is 11.5 and your strong acidic water is 2.5. So while we have 5 types of water, we have 7 pH variation for your use. So you choose them accordingly based on the need. Well, let's take this further. Now, we did establish that what was found in those miracle healing waters of the world is what they call active hydrogen. And we said active hydrogen is broken down into antioxidant, anti-aging, and the ORP. For all intent and purposes, you will agree with me. Anyone exposed to oxidation ages faster. Oxidation ages us. I don't like to give their narrative, and some of us have watched clips or read things about families sleeping at home, and these fumes from generator found their way into the room and, unalive them, killed them. Now, it's not something anybody will wish to happen to those they love or even their enemies. But hey, oxidation, it kills. Antioxidant, on the other hand, is helping people to fight the aging process and to reverse it, which is why a lot of ladies are going for juicing, smoothies, anything that will help to fight the aging process. Everybody wants to stay young. Now, let's put this in perspective. Go home. We're already home. If you are home, get yourself an apple if you have one. Otherwise, tomorrow, try this. Get yourself an apple, cut your apple into 2. 3 to 5 minutes, you will notice your apple begin to go brown. Why is that the case? That apple is already getting oxidized. What that means, the apple is dying. 3 to 5 minutes, your apple is dying. In case you do not understand oxidation, perhaps let's talk about tomatoes. A couple of months ago, back June, I was in Jos, right? And in Jos, here in Nigeria, you have fresh tomatoes coming out from Jos. Well, a few days later, if you are to keep that tomatoes, you'll be seeing something like this. Now, that is an oxidized tomatoes. It's already dying, if not dead. Now, if the human body exposed to oxidation is dying, if your tomatoes exposed to oxidation is dying, if your apple exposed to oxidation is dying, ladies and gentlemen on this call, what happens to your glass of water? The Bible says, he that gives a glass of water to his prophet will receive the prophet's reward. And truthfully, Africans, Nigerians were very hospitable. When people come in, if it's in the Southeast, where most of my 6'2" and Christiana, they are, you'll see the cola, you'll see all those, and we'll bring our water. But again, what's in that glass of water? Because for all we know, it is colorless, odorless, tasteless. But there is more that meets the eye than just what you see. Now, when you keep your water exposed, your water begins to die. Some people don't believe their water died, but keep that thought because we'll be throwing more light on that. Because today, we have living water and we have dead water. Now, this is what you need to note as the common denominator in everything we are saying here. Every time any living tissue gets exposed to oxidation, it begins to breed sickness. It begins to lead to sickness. The human body exposed to oxidation, it begins to get sick. Your tomatoes exposed to oxidation is getting sick. The apple is getting sick. Your water exposed to oxidation. So it simply means we need to find ways to curb oxidation. But how do we even get to know what is oxidized and what is not and its impact on us? That is where the ORP comes in. The ORP means the oxidation reduction potential. Now, if you read it backward, it means the potential to actually reduce oxidation. Now, if we test your fluid, if we test your liquid and they go positive, they are oxidized. It's not helping your health as much. So from on the screen here, you are seeing your bottled waters all ranging 200 to 300 plus. Your tap water 300 plus, your soda drink, your Coke, Fanta, 7-Up, Mirinda, whatever brand you might have been very proud to identify with, they are not helping your health. They are probably worse off. On the right side of things, you begin to see things like your green tea. You now understand why the Arabs and Asians consume lots of green tea. Minus 100 in OROP. Your fresh fruit, your vegetables, minus 100 in OROP. Your vitamin C, same. Your cod liver oil is minus 200. But you see, a glass of Kangen water is minus 400 and counting. Now, I'll be taking you behind the scenes so you get to see how this is measured. Because everything here will age us. Everything on this other side is antioxidant and good for us. Now, let's watch this. So here we have our tap water. We have here a Fiji, reverse osmosis water, RO water. These are premium bottled water. We also have a Fiji mineral water. We have our Evian bottled water. Then we have our soda drinks, okay? It's not just 7-Up, your Coke, Fanta, whatever. Those are your soft drinks. Then we have our Kangen water here. I mean, this is, I love doing this because it shows the truth that is undeniable about what you're about to see. Now, at a glance, they all look alike. This is what we call the ORP meter. It tells us if our liquid is positive or negative. Remember, if it's positive, it's very oxidized. It's not helping your health. If it's negative or lower, it's good. These are our tap water. We are seeing an ORP reading of over 400. Your RO water is over 452. Your Fiji bottled water is about 430. We are seeing the Evian bottled water over 400 too. Then we see suddenly our soda drink jumps to 500 plus, okay? Now, the same vein, take a look at your Kangen water. You see jumping minus 400, minus 490, 500, 516, and it's rather going up. Now, what's the difference here? Every other thing before the Kangen was positive, 400, 400, 400. Your soda drink was 500 positive, and your Kangen water, at least as at when we stopped this, was minus 526 and counting. Now, there is a book I like to reference. It's titled Healing is Voltage, written by Dr. Jerry Tennant. Now, according to that medical discovery, the human body to maintain itself needs about minus 20 to minus 25 millivolts of charge. For your cell to repair your body, your cell needs about minus 50 millivolts of charge. However, here we are gulping down liquids that are in the positive zone, 400 plus. Rather than get a minus 50, you get a plus 400. That is 8x, not really helping your body. 8 times, not helping your body. You saw your, most of them giving us 450, 450, 450. That is 9x, not helping your body. You saw your soda drink at over 500 positive. That is 10x, not helping your body. And suddenly, you saw the measurement on your Kangen water giving us a minus 500 and shooting up. What this says is minimally, we have a 10x potential possibility that this water is impacting your body and your health positively, okay? And that is what you want to take. Now, what more is important here for you to know? Just one glass of Kangen water is equivalent to taking 94 bananas. Like I would like to say, there is no one on this call who can sit at a sitting and consume 94 bananas. Even if you're an advanced monkey, you wouldn't be trying that. You'll be having loose bowel, sleeping close to the loo. But taking a glass of Kangen water is equivalent to 94 bananas in antioxidants. It's the same thing as consuming 64 apples. They say an apple a day keeps the doctor away, and I give you 64 apples to consume if you visit me. That's a gift. So please, the next time somebody offers you a glass of Kangen water, understand the value that is loaded in that one glass. Let's go ahead. Every time we talk about water, what really comes to most people's mind is what we call the alkaline water. Because, I take alkaline water, I take alkaline water. In a part of the world, Lagos here, there is a brand of alkaline water, Lasena, very, very popular. I love, I take Lasena. It looks as if it's for premium people. And there are many other brands, even though for many of them, we do know they have a lot of soda, what is it called? Okay, soda bicarbonate and other chemicals they put to make these things. But if you are a science student, you should be familiar with this chart. if it's called a pH chart. If we check the color of your water or your liquid, if it goes positive, if it goes to the left side, it is acidic. Anything acidic is sickness. If it comes to the right, it's alkaline. Anything alkaline, it's your health. So again, what's in your glass of water? What was in those water containers we just checked out? We don't know. Well, let's go back and visit it and let's see the findings. Well, to be able to do that, you will need what we call a pH tester, methylene drop, okay? What we use for titration back in our chemistry classes. So you just need to put a drop. I like just putting a drop, just a drop. It reveals their color. You can see the same liquid, varying colors. Please take a look at these colors and let's go back now to the chart and you can see. Remember, the ones that are on the left are actually acidic, middle is neutral, then on the right is alkaline. You go back here. Remember, Kangen means back to origin. Now, this is the essence why you drink Kangen water. Look at how it is neutralizing the acidity, raising it up. Take a look. This is what Kangen water is doing, balancing the body, resetting the body. Remember, we said Kangen water is the water that helps the body to reset. Take a look at this Evian, the same thing. But hey, take a look at your soda drink. Remember, I tell people that this is worse than cigarette, right? Now, you think this is bad, okay? Some of us are drinking 3, 4, 5 soda drinks per day. Just take a look at what a cap has the ability to do. It returns the body back to acid. That's a cap of soda. What do you think will happen if I put in 2 bottles, 3 bottles? That is exactly what is happening to us. This is why this is a campaign. Why is this important? Dr. Otto Warburg, the man that discovered the real cause of cancer back in 1923, in his work, The Metabolism of Tumors, he demonstrated that all forms of cancers come down to 2 things. Cancer comes down to acidosis and hypoxia. What is acidosis? Back in the day, for many of us, getting soda drink was luxury. I mean, there are many of us on this call, you'll remember growing up, they'll give you a bottle of Coke, you'll be sharing it with somebody, with your younger brother or your younger sister or with a sibling. You don't want to try that today. You'll be actually causing World War III. Okay, with your kids, everybody today have their own bottle of drink. If your children were to disturb you, send them to the fridge to go get some sweeteners and all those things. We are actually acidifying the body. Growing up, when we hear the word cancer, the imagery that comes to the mind is aged people who are unwell. But today we are having and holding conversations with 3-year-old children, teenagers, young people having cancer. Are you aware that cancer is actually the top leading sickness for children 14 years and below? Cancer. It's crazy right now. Walk into Mr. Biggs. It's a follow come. Okay, it's a Nigerian slang. I mean, it's customized to come with it. Go into a McDonald's, it comes with it. Go into a KFC, you see those soda drinks. Go watch your movies, they give you with those soda drinks. So it's as if it's a regimen that you must be poisoned. And what people don't know is that cancerous tissues are acidic. Healthy tissues are alkaline. And yet, to show that you are successful, you are enjoying, you are celebrating, we put a whole lot of acidic bottles around us to show people how God is blessing us. Well, it's a compound effect. Your first stick of cigarette will not hurt you. Compounded over time, it takes its toll on you. Perhaps your first bottle of these sugar-sweetened beverages may not be damaging to your health. But listen, compounded over time, we've seen the dangers and they are alarming. Well, let's move away from this and talk about the third factor in our discourse tonight. It's called the microclustering effect of the water we drink. Because for many of us, we think these things don't matter. Again, oh, Monica said we are paying for it too. Exactly, we are paying for it too. So we spend money to buy some of these chronic diseases. Now, the human body, according to science, is 70% water. It simply means if your math or arithmetic is correct, if you take out 70 from 100, it's 30. It simply means the solid side is 30%. Okay, so it is. I ask people many times, Lagos, is it water or is it more of land? People say it's land. I said, then you don't understand. Even go back to Genesis. The world itself is filled with more water. God, the Bible says, and God said, let the land come out from the water. The entire place was filled with water. So we have more water body than land. But yeah, you hear people say we are what we eat. You can't be what you eat when 70% of your body is water. Please fact check me on this, because I've done my researches on this. The human body can go up to 3 weeks without food. You don't want to go 3 to 5 days without water. You know the impact on you. You'll be dehydrated, kicking, and very chronically fatigued. People are dying trying to cross the Sahara deserts to travel abroad. What is killing many of them is not just that they are traveling and fatigued, it's the dehydration. It kills. Your lungs is water, your blood is water, your skin is water, your muscle is water, your brain is water. Our children are resuming school, and some of them were already stocking soda drinks that will be accompanying them to school. You are fogging their brain. Your bone is water. People are complaining about arthritis. 22% of your bone is water, and yet acid will always look for water. The acid will draw out the water. Your cartilage begins to grind, and you are shouting of the pains and arthritis and all of those. Why is this important to us? Because if you understand the import of water, you understand why we need to take it. Number one, it helps to channel nutrients to the body. It doesn't matter what you eat, your best meal. I mean, we are diverse on this call, and many of us here might be having our favorite. But listen, especially those of us in Africa or in Nigeria, when we finish eating, perhaps your ofe nsala, your nubo, or afang atama, dikangikong, ewedu, what's that one that what's that one that the northern people eat? Masa, okay? Your masa, tuwo shinkafa, whatever we want to take. I said, no, what? Let me wash it down. You go grab yourself a soda drink. I tell people you just poison your meal. Because our African delicacies are very organic. They are very natural. But by the time we finish eating something natural, the way God intended it, we look for these chemical drinks that are acid, which we've just verified, and you pour it down. You just diluted the efficacy of your food. So, number one, you really need water to be able to draw the nutrients to your body. Number two reason why you need to drink water is to channel the waste out of the body. If we keep eating and we are not detoxifying ourselves, actually it's going to come back to haunt us. Why should we take this seriously? First of all, our regular water clusters is between 15 to 20 molecules. And because they are large, they limit the absorptions by the body. But you see, your Kangen water is very micro. It's 5 to 6 molecules. And because it's small, it allows for greater penetration and easier absorption by the body. Let me show you how this plays out, and I'll talk more about this. So let's go back again and because everything we're trying to do here is practical. Now, this is a green tea. Then again, for many of us, we know we make our teas with hot water, but again, these are room temperature. So we have green tea, 2 types of water, tap water, Kangen water. Take a look. The same thing, one water is making more tea, the other is not, which is our Kangen water is making more tea, your tap water is not. It's finding it difficult to penetrate into that tank and draw out the content. So this might be your supplement. This might be your African delicacies and food. The water you drink is very important. Take a look. Now we've divided just an extract of this. The same extract into 2 different glasses. One water is making up another tea, and the other water is diluting it. Can you see? This is the reason why, guys, you've got to give it up to Kangen water. Now, it is not the volume of what you eat that makes you healthy. It is what your cell can receive. Remember, go back to your biology. Your cell is smaller units of the body. From the cell, you have the tissue. From the tissue, you have the organ. From the organ, you have the system. From the system, you have the man. If you truly want to change the man, please get back to the cellular level. And what we are showing you here is how fast Kangen water, very micro, gets to your cellular level between 10 to 30 seconds. People are experiencing it. People are running to the restroom because of the detox effect. They begin to feel, in fact, the more you drink, the more you feel like drinking. It's like, wow, I can only drink 1 bottle of water. Now I'm drinking a gallon. Why? The water is very micro. It's not bloating you. This is Kangen water. A lot of medical doctors across the world are talking about this water. A couple of books are out there. Please do well. Reach out to whoever invited you. Let them help you to get some of this book. Read them, because knowledge is not just power. You've got to own it. Now, there's one of this book that I like to talk about. It's called Killing Cancer, Not People, written by Dr. Bob Wright. Bob Wright is the founder of the American Anti-Cancer Institute. He wrote this book 21 years ago. In his view, cancer is bad, but what is worse than cancer is chemo and radiation. So he wrote in this book, chapter 6, he talked about the step 3 of the cancer diet, how restructured ionized water could be saving your life. And 3 things he alluded to. Number 1, because of the low microclustering capability, which is the last test we've just shown you. Number 2 is the strong alkalinity. You could see that when we're looking at the pH chart, Kangen water had the deepest royal purple color. And number 3, most importantly, is the low negative ORP. Do you remember other sources of water were giving us 400 positive, 400 positive, 450 positive? Soda drink was giving us over 500 positive, and Kangen water was giving us over minus 520 something, and keep shooting to the moon. Now, it says, I believe that ionized water is mandatory baseline requirement for those with cancer. I have lots of his videos. Again, reach back to whoever invited you. They can send you videos and probably soft copies of his book to read, to see how this is helping people reverse cancer. Stage 3, stage 4, 3-4 months, people are getting back positive. People are thinking it's magic. It's not magic. It's backed and rooted in science. Now, this is Dr. Shia, the man that invented the medical process called colonoscopy. He wrote this book, The Enzyme Factor, Diet for the Future that will prevent heart disease, cure cancer, even stopping type 2 diabetes. When I saw his book, I have the hard copy of his book, I felt this guy is crazy. This is a claim. Now, you don't make claims, especially in the Western world, because you can be sued. I mean, those people sue for anything. But this guy said, I can cure cancer. He's not inside his book, front page of his book. But let's look at his pedigree. He's not just your average doctor. He's not a Nigerian doctor looking for the next route to escape out of the country to Japa. This guy is a professor of surgery, not just at anywhere, at the Albert Einstein College of Medicine in New York. If you are a science major, a science student, and you hear the name Albert Einstein, it tells you he's an authority in science that is respected. Now, you cannot be a professor in his College of Medicine and you make claims that cannot be vetted. That should be selling you on this, that basically what he's saying is proven. Now, this guy has performed over 360,000 colonoscopy processes. Now, he's confidently stated in his book, page 159, that Kangen water is alkaline-rich water, considered to be the very best drinking water because of its incomparable powers of hydration, detoxification, and antioxidant. That is the 3 demo have just performed for you. So again, these things are working. We have tons of his book, but we also have some of his feedbacks. These are actually from him. We have this on videos. You can watch them so that you know they are not Photoshop. He checks you are inflamed, you are sick. 3 months drinking Kangen water, totally cleared. This is chemo, a lady with a 45-year-old lady with breast cancer. A lot of constipation, all of this becoming toxic and developing cancer. But 3 months drinking Kangen water, all of this reversed. This is a 52-year-old male with prostate. For those of us who are men, you know, once your PSA is above 5, it's a call for concern. Again, which is why you've need to be going to the hospital to check this thing. Not because you need to believe in the doctor's report. So that when you talk to God, you should be telling God what to actually attend to. Because like the man that told me, no, it's not my pride. I don't want any doctor to tell me anything. I said, so when you go to God, what do you tell God? My head, my shoulder, my knee, my toe, they all belong to Jesus. Where will he be starting from? So he will just give God some break, okay? So this is a 52-year-old male with prostate. Even with the chemo being done and all those things, 3 months after, you can see that everything is reversed. We have too many testimonies in this line, especially for prostate. I mean, it's crazy. And please, I hope you are seeing the trend, 3-4 months, because also some persons will just take it and say, oh, I took 1 cup of water and I'm not getting the relief. Well, if what you were working, if what you've been taking for the last 6 months, the last 1 year was working, you wouldn't have been looking for another one. So please do take know that it might take a while. For some persons, it happens in days. Some persons, it happens in hours. We have seen crazy results happen. But listen, once your body can work and reset itself, it will be restoring you. This is Mrs. Pepe, we call it Pepe, okay? She had cancer. She had done 6 chemos. She was counting her days to go when she got introduced to Kangen water, drank the water. 24 hours, her palpitation ceased because of the high toxicity in her system. I mean, the doctors are giving her when she should be going, but here was her, here she was seeing life the very next day. 5 weeks down the line, I remember this particular day because I was also at that event. I was there the very first day she walked into our facility. I was there on this middle picture. We had what we call the EKW, Essential Kangen Workshop, first held August 2022 in Lagos. And she walked in, her hair already growing. She was smiling. Things were changing. 4 months down the line, here was I presenting, and she walked into the class. And I said, oh, that's the lady I just spoke about. She smiled. She said, I'm coming from the hospital. The doctor has they said they have a report. And she got there. They said, what did you take? She said, what's the problem? They said, from our current finding, you have no history of cancer, past, present, or future. It was like a miracle. No, it's yes, God is involved. I strongly believe in the God factor, but God used something that can be verified to help out. And we've had multiple stories like hers through the years. So we're having a lot of things. People are saying, okay, so can it take care of BP? We've seen result. Oh, can it take care of this? The only thing I will not use here is, does it heal? Does it cure? Kangen water does not cure. Kangen water does not heal. All that Kangen water does, it empowers your body for your body to heal itself. The human body can heal itself. Give your body the break. Stop the acidifying the body. Listen, we are born alkaline. Pick up a newborn baby. Smell them. They smell alkaline. Walk into the world where old people are congregating. You perceive the choking acidic smell. So we are born alkaline. We are dying acidic. All Kangen water is trying to do is to reset the body. Take you back, whereby your body can begin to fight and maintain itself. We've just spoken about Kangen water, but we still have clean water. Please, I beg of you, do not take drugs with your Kangen water, because Kangen water is very microcluster. It absorbs drugs into the body very fast, and our medically over-the-counter drugs are actually, they need to be slowed down when getting into your system. They come in as slow release. So if you want to take your medication, look for your alternative, your tap water or your bottled water, whatever. If you're taking supplements, go with your Kangen water. But clean water, it's safe for you to use. Now we talk about your beauty water. That's water for the skin. I mean, very, very powerful. This water helps to relieve dryness. You feel this and very energizing. It controls oil, reduces dark circles, brightens your skin, refines your pores, relieves pimples, moisturizes your hair, relieves sensitive skin. Those of us that travel from place to place, I mean, sometime in November, I plan to be up north again. And I do know it's already Harmattan. It's going to be, I mean, the weather will be very dry. But again, with my Kangen beauty water, I don't bother about that because there is no crack, there is no tear. It just relieves those sensitive skin. It reduces eye bags, soothes the skin after treatment, moisturizes, nourishes the skin. Listen, you've got to experience this. And if you are in Lagos or know anybody in Lagos, I'd like to encourage them to join us tomorrow morning at the Enagic Nigerian office, 105 at Denny Jones in Ikeja in Lagos, 11 a.m. We will be going through all of this live. You'll be experiencing the water, drinking it live, experiencing the effect on their skin, and they will be blown away. Listen, these are no joke. That's why we carry the practicals in front of people so that they know it works. Let's talk about 11.5. This is the one that Dr. Bob Wright actually recommend for people with cancer, people with stroke, and people with yes, medicine can be taken with a pH of 7. That's what I've already said that. Okay, so for people with cancer, people with stroke, people with cholesterol issues, and all of those. Well, however, the company recommends we take this water, 11.5 pH, to wash our fruits and our vegetables. Now, why is that important? Again, if I were to ask most of us here, especially our ladies, how do you wash your fruit? How do you wash your vegetable? They say, oh, we use water. Some people add salt, okay, to kill the bacteria. Some people say, oh, they put apple cider vinegar. Whichever one, it's fine. but there's always a better way. It's the Kangen way. It's the 11.5 way. Take a look and let's discuss this further. So here we have sesame oil, okay? Choose a black oil so that it might be visible. It could be anointing oil, soya oil, whatever oil, granite oil, same thing. Now, the same principle. Let me use this out. So, if you pour water into oil, according to elementary science, oil and water don't mix. Oil and water don't mix. So, you see, the oil is afloat. Well, we use our 11.5, pouring it into the same glass of oil, okay, that was poured in the other. What is happening here? It's looking like milkshake. It's looking like kunu. This is a multiplication. Water is breaking oil. Now, imagine the people with cholesterol and all those issues, just taking a few glasses of this, and it begins to decoagulate the oil out of the body. People are testifying it's like magic. So, science. But the essence for this is for our fruits and our veggies. Let's see how this plays out. We wash our fruits and our veggies with our tap water. We wash our fruit and our veggies with the 11.5. Why is this important? Because one way to do your fruits and your vegetables are ready for consumption, you wash, you rinse. If there are particles, you keep washing and rinsing until the water is clear. So far from what we see here, this water is clear. So for you, this cherry tomatoes is good for consumption and ready to go. But hold on, not so fast. And advert once said. Let's try and see what comes out using 11.5. That is no green tea. Green tea does not come out from tomatoes. That is pesticides laden on our fruit. Pesticides, herbicides, and all the sites found on the produce. Question: if we're to be given this greenish, yellowish colored drink and say, come on, drink this glass of whatever it is, none of us on this call will be willing to do that. However, if we are giving you the first set of tomatoes washed with the tap water and said, hey, munch, take a bite, perhaps you might be doing that unknown to you. What you are rejecting in this glass of colored solution was embedded on it. Why is that the case? Because when the farmer is planting his crops, the farmer is trying to preserve his crops also. I mean, in the last few days, it's been raining. In fact, this week, it's been raining in Lagos and most parts of the country, okay, because somehow Nigerian climate is not obeying climate weather reports anymore, okay? It just has a mind of its own. Now, but it's been raining the last couple of days. Now, if you are a farmer, why you like the rain, if you had spread pesticides and things to keep your fruits preserved from all those pests and insects, you'll be worried because the water is going to wash them off. So what these guys do, they use oil-based pesticides so that it gets to stick. So sometimes you go to the market, you buy your vegetables, you buy your pumpkin, ugu, and all of them. They look greenish, they look shiny. You are thinking it's fresh. No, for a lot of them, there are pesticides on them. You buy your tomatoes, you see them glossy, you think it's fresh. No, there are pesticides on them. And you now get home and they did not give you a manual on how to remove these things. You now understand why vegetarians today are becoming chronically sick, thinking they are taking vegetables and all those things that should aid their health, not knowing, according to the scripture in the Bible, there is death in the pot. That is what we are talking about today. So imagine cleaning today your fruit and your vegetables using our 11.5. And finally is our strong acidic water, which is the 2.5. With the 2.5, it's a very strong sanitary water. I mean, hypochlorous water acid that helps you to sanitize your knives, cutting board, dish towel, disinfect your hand, your toothbrush, a whole lot more. Now, I'll just take you through some pics because of our time. You see things like this. This water kills 99.99% of all germs, mold, E. coli, bacteria in 10 seconds or less. Very, very powerful. There are a lot of hospitals in Japan and many places where they are informed are now using this for their to clean their operation table and their tools and all those things because of the effectiveness of this water. So we see conditions like this just before, after, it's gone, it's killing it. You are seeing people with psoriasis Just spray the water. Very, very powerful, and you are seeing the result. This is a male nurse, 11 years with this condition, 60 days with Kangen water, drinking the water, applying the 2.5 on the skin. Look at what is happening in the space of 60 days. Suzanne couldn't smile. Who will be smiling with this kind of face? But again, hey, 8 weeks down the line, the story is now changing. This is why we are doing this, putting smiles on the faces of people. So I hope you see value so far. If you have seen value in what we've discussed, please give me a 3 on the chart if you've seen value on this call. Based on what we have discussed so far, if you have seen value, please give me a 3 on the chart. Beautiful. Thank you for your honest feedback. Yes, very, very valuable. Very, very valuable. Yes, Pastor Sebasi, I see that. Yes, that's a 3. Yeah, Dr. Obong, that's a 3. Dr. T, Talatu, that's a T. Benson, that's a 3. So, guys, this is valuable. I'm telling you. Yeah, Paul. Yes, Johnson Bakare, I see that. That's a 3. We all see value. And that's the reason why we are doing this. Okay? So, please understand what we are saying here is the best gift for your family. The interesting thing right now is that it is on sale. I tell people this with my chest. In fact, when I say this, I tell people I will dare you to go buy it in the US, go buy it in the UK, go buy it in any other part of the world. Right now, Nigeria has the cheapest value for money for this product. Cheapest value for money. I'm not talking about buying it in one social online something where people might be refurbishing things and sell it. I'm saying buying from the company. Now, anything that has to do with your health is not an expense, it's an investment. I've frequently said that no matter how beautiful your future is, it takes your health to get there. Many of us are shouting amen, praise God for the future, but we are not nourishing the vehicle that will be taking us there, and that is your health. So anything that will take you towards your dream, it's a good investment. Let's talk about our K8. It's one of our top superior products. We call it the Ken Levelock K8. Now, it's a superior crafted product. Speaks 8 languages, touch screen, global energy regulator, uses 8 pure titanium platinum plates, and so much more. But listen, this is a global traveler's kit. For just 6,235,000 naira, you'll be having this by tomorrow. Listen, this, if we want to put the dollar and the euro value on this, it's about 9 million naira. So in case before you want to ask for discount, I would tell them to send you the euro price. I would tell them to send you the dollar price, pay it in dollars, do the shipping and add Trump's tax, then do the custom duty and see your money going to 10 million naira. And yet in Nigeria today, you can be getting it for 6,235,000 naira. Somebody said, is that not expensive? Okay, just fasten your seatbelt, hold that thought. Let's just imagine. Imagine what it will feel like for you not to renew that expensive prescription drug. I have seen people who have spent millions. In fact, Pastor Sebas is on this call because he took me to go and see a man who had spent 84 million naira on his health. 84 million naira. Just within a space of 3 months of drinking the Kangen water, everything reversed. He had gone to the US to do his kidney transplant and everything, taking 42,000 naira injection every week. And you now tell somebody I've spent 84 million naira, that 6 point something million naira is expensive? Or do I talk about the man that had a prostate case, was spending 517,000 naira every month for just 2 pills? Until he came to my facility, I showed him this. He started taking the water, and in the space of 6 months, he went back to the doctor. His PSA has dropped from 24 to 0.7, less than 1. And since then, till now, I've only seen him twice. In fact, once. Back to his health. Who wants to be on retainership with drugs? You don't need to be a polypharmacist carrying polythene bags filled with drugs. Now, the question I always like to ask people, when you are unwell, they prescribe drugs, and most of your drugs come with water. Which will you prefer? To put away some of these drugs and just drink the water? Which one is easier? I mean, you can comment in the chat which one is easier. The drug with the water or just the water? and not the drug if you are going to get the same result? You know the answer. This is why we do this. So understand value. How will you feel if you had more energy, less pain, or finally you get to lose that weight? I watched a video, is it this week on Sunday or earlier this week, of an elderly woman. She was crying, battling arthritis. Okay. She said it was bad that she crossed on her force. She was crying, literally crying, just sharing that story and how somebody recommended, and she went, she drank a glass of the water, drank another glass. Within just, was it a week or a few days, all of that had gone. All of that had gone. How will you feel if it was your mother? And for some of us here, we have mothers, we have fathers, we have siblings, we have loved ones enduring those excruciating pain. What will it be if you finally get to feel healthy again? Think about it. Perhaps you might also even want to consider our flagship product, which is the SD501. That's going for 4,837,500. And we have limited copies, limited pieces of this, because again, they are facing this, they are replacing it with the DX. Okay, we've been talking about that, but right now, I don't even know where they have less than 30 in the office right now. So it's a fastest fingers first scenario right now. But this is one of the go-to products, especially for the Nigerian market. Very durable, strong, and you've got to experience it. So whether you are going for the SD501, you are going for the K8, listen, this is priceless. It's a medical device, ISO certified, producing 11.5 and 2.5, 5-year warranty, 30 years plus lifespan. Has a system where it cleans itself on its own. We have other suites of products, but listen, just choose the one that you want. Get it back to the person who invited you. This is the account number, screen grab it, get it from them, pay in your money, and pick up your machine by tomorrow or before weekend, because I want your story before next week, Wednesday, when we are meeting again, so that you can tell people what is happening to you. Now, for the next 10 minutes, please permit me to share with you how we can turn this water we are talking about into wine. Oh, I beg your pardon. How we can turn this water into wealth. Well, Warren Buffett says something that I truly love and appreciate. He said, whatever you like to do, you make it a hobby. Whatever the world likes to do, you make it a business. We have people selling Pampers, not because they wear it. You don't need to wear your Pampers to sell the Pampers. If the world is popping up babies, hey, Pampers will still be needed. So there is nobody that does not drink water. It simply means this can be a business. And that's why we want to show you this within the next few minutes. Now, Enagic has its own marketing plan. First of all, anyone who drinks water is a prospect. And the company has been around for 51 years counting. Well, the Enagic business, there's no monthly qualification. There is no stocking. There is no loading. There is no inventory. There's no annual renewal. There's accumulative sales counting forever for you. International borderless sponsoring. That's why we have people like amazing leaders like Monica and her husband, Dr. Mauro, always joining us, either from Italy, from the UK, and all over the world. People are joining. Listen, this compensation plan is patented. In the last 21 years, it has not been changed. How many businesses do you know that their reward model has not changed in 21 years and counting? And for the African market, it's very, very untapped. So this is why we are pushing this. It's not your traditional network marketing, bring to. There's nothing wrong with that model. But we choose to run a direct sales model. You come in here, get your device, you have an ID, you talk to your friends, or they experience the water through you, they get their own machines. That's what we call direct sales. They have their own circle of influence, they get their own. That's what we call indirect sales. When you add up your direct sales plus your indirect sales, now you are getting what we call a group sale. So a group sale is not a personal effort, it's the effort of your entire tribe. Please stay with me because this will be making sense. Now, Enagic rewards us in over 10 ways, over 10 amazing ways. But because our time is limited for the next 8 minutes, let's talk about the first one alone. We call it the 8A or the 8-point commission. How does that work? For every machine that is sold, Taking an example of the SD501, 4,837,500. Enagic takes out 2 million naira. They divide this 2 million naira into 8 parts. When you divide 2 million by 8, each part becomes 250. Now, it simply means it's 250,000 naira. 1A is 250,000 naira. So this is more like a pizza wheel, a pizza pie. Each pie you pull out is paying you 250,000 naira. If this was real, how many pie will you be going for? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let's pause the counting. You keep counting. But this is what it is. For the first person you get to talk to who buys this machine through you, your ID, you get to earn 250,000 naira. Straight up. What's the minimum wage in Nigeria? 70,000 naira. And I sell one machine, I make 250,000 naira. Do you know there are people who will be willing to work in organizations to sell the machine and earn 70,000 naira or 80,000 or even 100,000 naira? However, you now tell them, guy, come, sell this machine for yourself and make 250,000 naira your first purchase, your first sale. Second person comes, make a purchase, 250,000 naira. Your first two sales puts you in the position of a 1A rank. Now, 2 sales, you've made 500,000 naira. Listen, you can scale it up yourself, because when you now have your third direct sale, your third direct sales is what we call a 2A rank. Now, rather than pay you 250,000 naira, they pay you 500,000. Every new rank is an addition of 250,000 naira to your commission. When you don't have a total accumulated sales of 10, remember we said group sales is not your personal sale, it's everybody's sale. It could be your personal sale that you are a superstar, you made 10 sales at a go, but hey, we are saying everybody in the team contributed to this. You made 10 sales, you are now a 3A rank member. With your next personal sales, you are activating a 3A rank, and if you add 250 to the next rank of 500, that is 750,000 naira. That's why your 3A rank pays you 750,000 naira. When you have a cumulative of 20 sales, not fresh 20, continuation from the 10, and it simply means from the 10, if everybody were to sell 1, some persons might sell 2, some persons might sell 5. Once it gets to 20 sales, you are a 4A rank member. With your next personal sales coming in, you are now earning 1 million naira per sale. So it simply means, I mean, if this was to be a company, my minimum basic salary is 250,000 naira, and I can scale it up as fast as possible within weeks, within months, or within years. It's all based on you and the team. When you have a cumulative of 50 sales, not fresh 50 continuation from the 20 where you stop, now you are a 5A rank member earning 1,250,000 naira. And gratefully, we have amazing leader Talatu Boy on this call, who became a 5A last month. Yes, August, she became 5A. So these are living possibilities here. Now, you become a 6A when you have a total of 100 sales in the organization. And now, with your next personal direct sale, you are now a 6A member earning 1.5 million. It simply means you can start from 250,000 naira and move your way up to earning 1.5 million naira per sale of this device. Now, let me break it down and show you how it works. But to be able to do that, I always like to come in here and pick up somebody who I can use, because I see amazing people on this call. But I'm glad I have Mr. Felix Ogbogodo. Okay, so please, Mr. Felix, permit me to work with you on this. So Mr. Felix comes and gets his machine. He has his ID. Now, Mr. Felix reaches out and shares with Tom. Tom is the first person to join under Mr. Felix. Mr. Felix is going to earn 250,000 naira for making that sale for the machine. Well, it's not life-changing for Mr. Felix. He could be a business tycoon, he could be a millionaire here. I mean, he doesn't care. He's enjoying his water. He just wanted good water for himself and his family. But hey, extra 250,000 naira can solve those emergency 2Ks hanging around him. Mr. Felix reaches out, sells to Shade. Shade buys a machine. Shade is the second person, and by what I've shown you, your second sale is still 1A. Everybody goes through the same process. Your first 2 sales are 1A sales, and that is 250,000. So Mr. Felix have just made 2 sales, and Mr. Felix have made 500,000 naira. Again, not life transforming, but it's okay. Mr. Felix makes a third sale to MM. That is a 2A sale. And now that moves to 500,000 naira. So Mr. Felix have just done 3 sales and have earned 1 million naira. But Mr. Felix does not know that Tom is already reaching out to Grace. Grace buys the machine. Mr. Felix still earns 250,000 naira. Are you crazy? No. But I'm not the one that spoke to Grace. That is why this is a unique system. It's called leverage. I mean, this is the peak of leverage power. Mr. Felix only spoke to Tom, but Tom is, and yet he made 250,000. But Tom is talking to Grace. Grace bought, Mr. Felix makes 250,000. Grace reaches out to Pearl, and Pearl makes a purchase. Mr. Felix is still going to earn 250,000. Pearl sells to Arthur. Mr. Felix is still going to earn 250,000. I mean, this will continue to the 8th generation until that 2 million naira is exhausted. Now, this is getting exciting. Mr. Felix hurriedly reaches out Eno. Now, Eno will still be a 2A. Why not 3A? For it to be a 3A, you need a cumulative of 10. Then your next personal direct needs total of 7. 7 is sub 10. That's still a 2A, and that's 500,000. So you can have multiple 500,000. If Mr. Felix were to bring the next direct, it's still 500,000. But the beautiful thing is that he's opening up independent ATM machines that will be vomiting money into his account. Why is that so? Because that's how it's programmed to work. Now, Mr. Felix sees everything here, but what he doesn't know that Eno that just came in is a catalyst. Eno reaches out to Ali, Abu, and Annie, makes 3 sales quickly. But hey, Eno is selling to Ali. First sale for Eno is 250,000, but Mr. Felix, he earns 500,000. Why would Mr. Felix earn 500,000? That transaction is happening on a 500,000 naira tree, on a 500,000 leg, on a 500,000 naira structure, on a 500,000 naira avenue. What? That's why I said you can create more. I mean, it's amazing. Remember when I told you one is risky? So now he has created multiple that Eno sells to Abu, second sell for Eno. Why Eno earns 250,000, Mr. Felix will say earn 500,000. What? Yes. Eno sells to Annie. Eno earns 500,000 because that's the third sale. Every third sale is your 2A. But get, Mr. Felix will say earn 500,000. Why is this happening? It's on a 2A structure. This is leverage. Now, if you calculate the total sales here, it's a total of 10. Now, if Mr. Felix wishes and said, okay, now that is 10, if I add one personal more, like Chooks coming on board, that's a 3A. That now Mr. Felix has opened another shop, another structure of 750,000 naira. Anything happening in that structure is 750,000 naira. Think about it. Instead of Mr. Felix running to have many businesses, he has one structure of a team with different shops. Isn't this amazing? But while Mr. Felix is thinking, Annie reaches out, sells to Babs, Mr. Felix will still collect 500,000. Annie sells to Ben, Mr. Felix will earn 500,000. Annie sells to Bob, Mr. Felix will earn 500,000. Bob sells to Joe, Mr. Felix will earn 500,000. Bob sells to Jack, Mr. Felix will earn 500,000. Bob sells to John, Mr. Felix is collecting 500,000 just for bringing in enough. Listen, you do not know the people you are bringing in totally. You don't. Some of them might look so weak, so fragile, so unassuming, but they might meet one person that can open an entire continent for you. That's the power of this leverage we have here. Under Eno, please, let's count from John. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 sales under Eno. 500,000 times 10 is 5 million naira. Perhaps Mr. Felix had bought the SD501 for 4,837,500, and now he is making 5 million naira under the Eno structure. Obviously, he has liquidated out the cost of his machine. His machine is free, and he's drinking the water for the rest of his life. Now, everything happening under Eno could have been happening under MM. In fact, he could have multiple Enos, multiple MM. Shade is still there. Tom and the gang have paused. Chooks could have been happening under Chooks. Under the Eno structure is even under Annie, because Ali and Abu can also start the same thing. This is why we call this the drink and grudge system, because I know what Mr. Felix is thinking about. Can I work with my team and have 20 sales? Once he hits 20 sales, from the 21, is already a 4A and is now earning 1 million naira. He has opened another 1 million naira shop. Mr. Felix is saying, what? I'm drinking the water. I'm helping people to drink. People are getting healthy. Peak performance is becoming commonplace. You build a team, you have 50 people, you start earning 1,250,000, like Leader Talatu did last month. And she's already on her way to 6A. Because when you become 6A, it's a total of 101 sales in your entire organization. Remember, there is no flushing. Everything accumulates till it gets there. And that is 1.5 million. And every one of these is independent. She can have 100 6As. The next person she will bring directly will still be 6A and 1.5 million. It means if she does 10 sales in a month under the 6A, she has made 15 million naira. The 5A is still there, the 4A, multiple of them, the 3As, multiple of them, the 2As. Guys, this is why we call this the drink and grow rich system. And beyond all of this, Enagic says, once you become a 6A, the company says thank you, and they give you $3,000, which again is 3.5 million naira in naira. When you become 6A2, how do you become 6A2? Two members of your team, direct or indirect, in two different structures, become 6A, you become a 6A2, they gift you 7 million naira. You go to 6A2-2, and they give you 15 million naira. And you become a -3, and it keeps increasing. You go to a -4, look at all the monies. You go to a -5. And when you go, for example, a -3, they give you $25,000. Okay, we have the amount in naira, and they start paying you $5,000 every month for the rest of your life. Now, guys, just think about earning about 6 million naira every month for the rest of your life, just being a -3 for the rest of your life. And that's minimum. That's not your commission. This is another totally different addition. I told you there are over 10 ways people are living this life. We have -6. We have people on -7. Guys, what does it take? Transformation by sipping 1 cup at a time, sharing with your friend who also obtains the machine or our devices. So what do you do here as we bring this to a close? Number one, please use the product. You must be a user of the product. You must drink the Kangen water. You must, everything we've talked about, you must experience it. Find a way to experience it. Get your machine. Refer the product to others. Some people come back after testing the water, seeing how it works for their parents, their loved ones. They come back and they also buy their machine. What are you doing? You are building a team. It's very simple. So we have lots of testimonies. I think last week, somebody from Benin was sharing how he gave the water to somebody and is helping the person amazingly there in Benin. We have these stories happening every week. And I don't mind giving 1 or 2 persons, okay, an opportunity when I mute the room to also share your story. This is why we say if you change your water, you will be changing your life. I will encourage you, a guest on this call, please get back to the person who invited you to watch this. Or if you got a hold of this recording, this video, please get back to the person who showed this to you so that they can show you how to get started with this innovative water technology and our other suites of products. Like I always like to end, I like to say that nobody was born to win. Even if you are 10 winners, nobody was born to win. Well, nobody was born to lose either, because you might grow from the trenches, you might be raised from the backside of the desert. Your name was not attached to it. Nobody was born to win. Nobody was born to lose. Trust me, you were born to choose. For many of us today, doing this, it was a choice. Many of us have career lines. Many of us have our degrees and all those things. But listen, there's no need having a form of godliness and denying the power thereof. There's no need having all the degrees and yet you are not proud of the bank balance and what it can do for you. Remember, for those of us who joined early, we showed you why we need to pivot, because look at what money is holding us back from. We want to give our families the best, and this is the pathway to begin. I like to say this: the ladder you climb will determine how high you rise. And this ladder is making a difference in everyday people's life. The next story we want to share is yours. My name is Solomon James. I want to say thank you very much for being a part of this presentation. We look forward to seeing you next week and subsequently on our other trainings that will be coming your way. If you have any question, I'll be unmuting the room and we'll be taking your question. Until then, I want to put a stop to this recording so that we have it for our archives. God bless you.